peak of this pyramid scheme. Hi, it is Financial Sage. What I'm going to be doing today is going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to show you in a few is going to be on a tier maker. However, I wanted to organize this video in the form of a pyramid scheme. A pyramid can be broken down to different pieces or different parts, different sections. Today, this pyramid will be broken down to 5 different sections. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, and the absolute peak of the pyramid. What I will be doing is I will be breaking down each character in Marvel Rival and putting them in their respective section in the pyramid scheme based off of their chronotic, I don't think I said that word right, based off their strengths off the comics. However, the catch, only one character can be at the very peak of this pyramid scheme. What character is that? Hit the subscribe button to find out. Without further ado, let's talk about it. Section 1 is the very bottom of here. This is where the weakest characters within Marvel Rivals reside. And the higher we get, the more powerful the characters get. Section 1 includes Mantis, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Luna Snow, Rocket, and Punisher. These are the weakest characters among the weakest within Marvel Rivals. There's probably some sort of argument you can make about Mantis or Luna. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know too much about Mantis' feats. I do know Luna Snow, she's not a mutant for people who may have thought she's a mutant, but she got her powers from an incident going on in Stark Industries, but there really isn't a whole lot of information I can really find about Luna Snow. But Luna doesn't really have any necessary statements that would put her any higher, in my opinion, than the bottom section of the pyramid scheme. Now, one thing I found out is that Luna actually does have dark ice and stuff like that, but again, I don't really see her being any powerful than this section right here. Rocket Raccoon is also intelligence. His intelligence is far beyond this section, but I don't believe Rocket Raccoon has any concrete feats that will put him any higher than this section here. But I feel like for the most part, we can all agree that this section, the bottom of the pyramid scheme, is where these Marvel characters do reside. And if you're a Punisher fan, I'm sorry, but you know what Punisher is. Come on now, you know. The second section of the Marvel Rival pyramid is Black Panther, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, Magic, Captain America, Blade, Human Torch, Iron Fist, Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Namor, Psylocke, Winter Soldier, Wolverine, Emma Frost, Groot, Penny, Thing, Venom, Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, Loki, Jeff, and Moon Knight. Now let's talk about a couple of characters that probably be confused about why they're in this section. The main version of Loki doesn't actually do a whole lot. He is smart, but he always typically gets somehow, some way, his plans foiled by Thor, who isn't exactly the most intelligent. Loki does not have that great physical strength. Most of Loki's best feats come from his other variants, and we're not counting variants of other characters. We're just counting other characters' variants that everyone would be at the very top. But you do have other variants of Loki like King Loki and God of Stories Loki, but again, those are variants. But the actual regular main Loki that we do see in Marvel Comics more consistently is going to be around this section of the pyramid. There's also other characters too that I thought possibly could be higher. For example, Emma Frost. Emma Frost is not an Omega level mutant, but she does have Omega level telepathy. And maybe you can say that alone will put her in the third section. But once we see the characters in the third section, I believe there's a very clear cut between her and everyone else in that third section of the pyramid. A character like the Thing, you can probably argue isn't going to be in that third section of the pyramid. I mean, the Thing has battled people like the Hulk before, but I still do think that even though he has battled beings like the Hulk, the Thing isn't necessarily on the Hulk's level. Who else? Jeff is kind of funny. Originally, I was going to put Jeff in the first section of the pyramid, the bottom section, but here's the thing about Jeff. Jeff is kind of a gag character. Jeff has swallowed and eaten some pretty powerful things, like the Infinity Stones, for example. You would think that any character that can pretty much miss the Infinity Stones, you would probably think would be pretty top tier, right? Yeah, but again, he's a gag character. Jeff also defeated the Avengers too, but that was more of a gag kind of way. It wasn't like Jeff stood his ground, put them fans up in the air and fought the Avengers. It really wasn't like that. So due to the fact that he has swallowed the Infinity Stones, I decided not to put him in the bottom of the pyramid. But I can't put Jeff any higher because most of his feats are gag-like feats. But there is another gag character, kind of sorta, who's also in the higher tiers, but she's not really a gag like the way how Jeff is. Beings like Wolverine has fought the Hulk before, but again, it's still a very clean cut, a difference between the Hulk and Wolverine, as well as the other beings who are also in that third section of the pyramid. And I want to tell you this right now. Star-Lord and Magic were a little bit close to hitting that third section. So Star-Lord in the comics is also a celestial being like how he is in the MCU. Star-Lord has even done some pretty impressive things. things, but again, there still is a clean cut between him and everyone else. Magik, though. Magik is probably the one character in this section that was probably the closest to making to the third section. While she is in limbo, she is extremely powerful. Did you know that Magik is the sorceress supreme of the limbo realm? Magik is actually very powerful. She is one of the upper tier mutants. However, though, I don't believe she still hits Omega level mutant, though. But Magik was really cool. Honestly, if there was probably a little bit more showcasing of Magik, she probably could potentially hit this third section. But for now, I think Magik going to chill out within the second section. The third section of the Marvel Rival Pyramid Scheme is Scarlet Witch, Angela, Magneto, Hela, Phoenix, Storm, Doctor Strange, Squirrel Girl, Hulk, Adam Warlock, and Ultron. Now, let's pause some questions. Pause some people you see here that's like they should be in section 2. Let's pause some people you see here that like how they're not at the actual peak. Remember, only one character can reside at the highest peak of the pyramid. One. Let's talk about a couple things. You're probably wondering how the hell is Adam Warlock this high? So, Adam Warlock has actually wielded the Infinity Gauntlet before. And that's pretty core to his character. Like, Adam Warlock in the comics and the Infinity Gauntlet kind of goes hand in hand. And if you're going to scale Thanos high, because there's Infinity Gauntlet feats, you also got to scale Adam Warlock that high too. Adam Warlock, I think, also defeated Thanos in the comics as well. Adam Warlock also has the Soul Stone in the comics that was given to him by the High Evolutionary. Adam Warlock in the comic is no joke. Like, seriously. He may not show it in the MCU, he may not show it in Marvel Rivals, but Adam Warlock in the comics is way more powerful. What people probably want to give him credit. And I feel like with all those things have been said, he is a clear cut from section 2. He may not be as powerful as the other people in section 3, but this is all one group of section as part of the pyramid. Squirrel Girl is the gag character I was talking about, but Squirrel Girl is kind of a gag character, but at the same time, she's kind of not a gag character. She isn't as much as a gag character as Jeff is, though. But you have to remember, when she said this in Marvel Rivals, this shit was not for the fashion, fuck niggas. No, she actually defeated Thanos and Doctor Doom. There isn't many people on this tier list that can say they beat Thanos and Doctor Doom. Maybe one, but both. Honestly, Squirrel Girl low-key was contending for the top spot, not gonna lie. Squirrel Girl is no joke in the comics. It's dumb, but, you know, that's just kind of Squirrel Girl in the comics. Magneto's a character that kind of sort of is weird. I believe Magneto is way higher than everyone that was in section 2, but at the same time, I believe he's probably one of the lower beings in section 3. Magneto is an Omega level mutant sometimes. He's like Omega level enough, okay? But Magneto also is definitely no joke. He's definitely one of the higher tier mutants in this entire game. Another mutant is also on this list of Storm. I mean, Storm belongs to be in there. Storm actually did end up wielding Mjolnir and had the Thor Force for a period of time, but I don't believe that's current Storm, and that actually may be a variant of Storm. But even Storm, just base Storm, is a Omega level mutant, okay? If you're an Omega level mutant, that means you are insanely powerful, okay? And Ultron's in this list as well, because Ultron, you know, fought the fucking Avengers. There's also a variant of Ultron that became All-Father Ultron, but again, that's a variant. We're not counting that version of Ultron. There's a couple of people that I do want to talk about that actually was majorly contending for the absolute peak of this pyramid. Those being Scarlet Witch, the Hulk, and Phoenix. So Phoenix is not even more powerful than Scarlet Witch, okay? The Phoenix Force and Chaos Magic go hand in hand, all right? They kind of counter each other. But Phoenix has actually lost to the Scarlet Witch before. The Scarlet Witch has actually fought the Phoenix. So she can't be at the actual peak if there's someone on this section who's already more powerful for her, and that's the Scarlet Witch. Hulk, I believe, also tangled with the Phoenix. I'm not completely for sure. Now, again, if you guys have watched my Death Battle, you guys watched Hulk versus Godzilla, it goes to show how powerful the Hulk is. The Hulk really was contending for this spot. Of course, there's variants of the Hulk, like Toba Hulk, but I mean, we're not going to count Toba Hulk, okay? Now, Hulk versus Scarlet Witch is incredibly interesting. I do think, in general, regular base Hulk is losing to regular base Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch was actually originally was on the actual peak of this pyramid. I'm telling you right now, I had Scarlet Witch at the very top for a nice period of time. However, I came to realization that there is a character that's more powerful than Scarlet Witch. That character is Thor. Now, I was saying that, I think Scarlet Witch is more powerful than Thor. But two things. One, I forgot that the current Thor in the comics is actually Cosmic Thor. It's not a variant of Thor. This is just how Thor's rocking his chain, okay? It was Cosmic Thor defeated Galactus. I believe Cosmic Thor is the Herald of Thunder now, okay? Cosmic Thor, I believe, is more powerful than Rune King King Thor, in which Rune King Thor had the Odin Force. As a matter of fact, I think Cosmic Thor also has the Odin Force to it. So not only does he have the Odin Force, which puts her above Scarlet Witch, but he also has the power of Cosmic as well. Cosmic Thor is like, he's honestly a tier above everyone else, which is why it's at the very peak of this pyramid. Thor, even without being Cosmic Thor, defeated the gods who sit above the shadows, which those are some of the most powerful gods in Marvel. I think one of them also includes Odin as well. He defeated them. Thor has also, but yeah, Thor has done a lot of things. Now, Scarlet Witch has contended with Thor a couple of times. Scarlet Witch has much more of a wider arsenal. She can delete people out of existence. There's all different kind of things that Scarlet Witch can do. I'll be honest with you, if it was not for Cosmic Thor, Scarlet Witch could have potentially been at the peak of this pyramid. Even though without Cosmic Thor, there's still some statements and feats that can put Thor above Scarlet Witch. Like, for example, Scarlet Witch has godlike power, but she's in a human body, meaning she can be speed blitz. Thor is vastly more powerful and faster than Scarlet Witch, and could probably just blitz her, honestly. But again, Cosmic Thor is just a tier above everyone else, which is why Thor is the only character who sits at the peak of this pyramid scheme. Let me know in the comment section down below, which one of these sections of the pyramid do you disagree with, and why? And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button. It does help me, but it helps you too. Why do you see content similar to this one? You gotta subscribe me, I appreciate it a lot. If you guys didn't, I guess you'll part ways. Either way, I go, I'm out to keep it easy, and I'm gone. Peace.
That's all it is, man. Leap of faith.